University and all Oxford community. I'm Abby.
And I'm Cordelia, your co-host for tonight's show. Welcome back to Miami Television News.
On Monday, April 7th, Matthew Lillard gave a guest lecture titled Creativity Unleashed, the Intersection of Art and Entrepreneurship. MTN reporters Emmy Husted and Jake White had a chance to sit down with Lillard in an exclusive interview. Let's take a look.
Hello, Miami University. My name is Jake White.
And I'm Emmy Husted, and I'm here today with Matthew Lillard, who many of you know from the Scooby-Doo movies and my personal favorite, the original Scream, and he will in fact be back for the new Scream movie. So Matthew, obviously you've been in many movies.
Millions.
You've played a huge role in many childhoods, including my own. How do you prepare for a role and utilize storytelling, not just within those characters, but as a producer and director as well?
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for your question. How do I prepare? It sounds really simple. I really focus on memorizing lines. I feel like once you are off book, you be completely present for whatever happens in the moment. So that sounds basic, but that's number one. And then really trying to understand the needs for the character in terms of the overall scope of the film. And then being ready to work every day.
As a film and media student, as much of us are, is there any advice you would give us media students like myself on storytelling and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I always think that at the end of the day, there's a thing in meditation called follow your charm, right? I think that when we are storytellers, when we are finding and crafting stories, we have to follow what's interesting to us because that is what's going to relate to other people. I think so many times, I'm going to be an old man here, but so many times your generation is looking like, how do I get as many hits as possible? What do I do? Like, how do I follow a trend? And my whole thing is like, don't worry about that. Speak your truth and find what excites you, and then that will relate to people authentically, and that's the best way I think to generate your storytelling from a point of view from you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much for being here. We sincerely appreciate you and your time.
Yeah.
And if you guys would please follow us on Instagram at MiamiMTN for clips from this interview and more content, that would be great.
If you're not following them, what are you doing? I mean, honestly, get your follow on. Stop screwing it up.
You heard it here first.
Following an interview with ASG's student body presidential candidates in our previous show, we are now able to report that after a close race with 1,885 votes cast, that Daniel Martin and Kirsten Ostabo have been elected as the new student body president and vice president duo for the upcoming academic year, with 984 votes. Congratulations to Daniel and Kirsten, and thank you both candidates for joining us on MTN. Make sure to check out the Miami Students article about the election results.
A few weeks ago, students received an email from the university stating that diversity, equity, and inclusion classes would be renamed Ethical Citizenship following the passage of Senate Bill 1. While this change does not affect registration or student life, many other things in this bill will impact students and faculty alike. DEI initiatives help to provide equal opportunity to students regardless of gender, race, socioeconomic status, disabilities, and more. SB 1 aims to remove many of these initiatives and DEI scholarships. It also bans faculty members from going on strike and establishes post-tenure review, while even tenured professors face risk of termination from poor performance. It is unknown what this means for Miami's Center of Diversity and Inclusion and the Miller Center. However, these centers might be targeted following SB 1.
MTN reporter Grace Wilson had the opportunity to interview OXWE members for this week's Club Spotlight. Check out the interview with them here.
Hello, I'm MTN reporter Grace Wilson, and today I'm joined by Ellie, Mason, and Anna, who are in the club OXWE. So did you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Ellie. I am a freshman and I'm the secretary for OXWE.
I'm Mason. I'm a senior and I'm the past treasurer of OXWE.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm a freshman and I'm the fundraising chair of OXWE.
Nice, thank you. And then do you guys mind sharing what is OXWE's mission? What do you guys do?
Yeah, sure. So OXWE, we were established back, I believe, in 2012 with a link to another school in Uganda called OTWE. And so basically our whole mission is fundraising and just providing support for the school there.
What drew each of you guys to join the club?
For me, it was Mega Fair. We walked by the table, and there were the two seniors that are in the club now yelling, like, we're the best service org on campus.
Yeah.
And I joined it and confirmed that we are the best service org on campus.
I also joined at Mega Fair, and I'm a primary education major, so I saw that it was like funding a school, and I was like, oh, that's so cool because I really care about education, and just like getting to join a club that is important and matters.
Cool, thank you. What would you guys say is the most rewarding part for each of you guys?
So the most rewarding part for me is our current president and like our past president have both had like communications with like the principal of the Otway school over in Uganda, and they'll like read those correspondence with us, and it's really cool to like get to hear
That's
like
awesome.
what they're talking about.
Yeah, nice.
Mine would be a combination of that sort of connection and just the community we have among ourselves and
Yeah.
fostering that in our meetings.
Yeah, sounds like a great community. Is there anything you guys would like people to know about your club?
Well, we're the best service org on campus.
Exactly.
So,
It's true.
Nice.
It's true.
And then lastly, how can people join the club and get involved with you guys?
So definitely go and check the hub, and we will have all of our meeting dates on there. Our general body meetings are every other Thursday in Macmillan 115, but be sure to check on the hub for like updates on that, and we can get you connected right away.
You can also follow the Instagram.
That's true.
Oh, cool. All right, we'll make sure to put that up there at your Instagram. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
This past Monday, Miami University hosted a Q&A panel for Super Bowl champion A.J. Brown, who visited the university in the name of student mental health. Off the field, Brown is a strong advocate for mental health. Through the A.J. Brown Foundation, he works to empower youth by promoting literacy and fostering resilience. His personal journey is a testament to perseverance, faith, and how he uses his experiences to inspire and support others.
Hi, I'm Kyle Turnbaugh, filling in for Andrew Relvis, and this is your Red Hawk Sports Update. There's a lot of baseball, softball, and tennis to talk about since our last show, so let's get into it. Miami baseball played a 3-game series against the Eastern Michigan Eagles in Splasanti, taking Game 1 14-11 on the back of an 8-run fifth inning. Game 2 was also a victory for the Red Hawks, winning 18-7 on a 4 RBI day from Evan Applewick and Tommy Harrison. The Red Hawks would drop Game 3 to the Eagles, but took the series with 2 wins. This series was followed by an out-of-conference matchup against the Butler Bulldogs, where the Red Hawks would fall 10-7 at McKee Field. However, the Red Hawks couldn't be held down for long as they swept the Western Michigan Broncos in a 3-game series, dominating the Broncos 11-5, 13-1, and 12-2. Over the series, the Red Hawks racked up runs with small ball, only hitting 2 home runs over the series, and pitcher Cooper Katsky picked up his 5th win of the season. The Red Hawks homestand continued as they welcomed out-of-conference rival the Cincinnati Bearcats to McKee Field, falling short to the Bearcats 6-4 despite leading until the 7th inning. The Red Hawks then traveled to Bowling Green to take on the Falcons, winning the first 2 games 5-2 and 7-4, and dropping the final game 6-7. Finally, in the Nuxhall Classic in Mason, Ohio, the Red Hawks fell to the Xavier Musketeers 4-6. The Red Hawks are 17-5 overall, but an impressive 12-3 record in the conference play, with a matchup against Cincinnati coming up. Over to softball, the Red Hawks defended home field, sweeping the Northern Illinois Huskies, winning 5-3, 7-6, and 3-2 respectively. The first game was headlined by home runs by Jenna Golembeski and Kylie O. The next 2 were a doubleheader, where the Hawks took both close games with pitchers Leah Chevalier and Madeline Reeves picking up the wins. The Red Hawks added another sweep, taking all 3 games against the Western Michigan Broncos in Kalamazoo. Madeline Reeves hit 100 strikeouts on the seasons, picking up 2 wins and a save over the 3-game series with the Broncos. Miami took both of the games with a quick doubleheader against Toledo, winning 9-1 and 9-3. Jenna Golembeski knocked one out of the park in both games, and Ella Carter added a home run and 3 RBIs. The Red Hawks traveled to Mount Pleasant to match up against the Central Michigan Chippewas, and the Chips were the first conference opponent to knock off the Red Hawks all season, beating the Hawks 8-2. Miami got back on track and won the other 2 games 3-2 and 4-3. Miami softball currently sits at 23-16 and 13-1 in the conference play, leading the MAC. Red Hawks tennis is 7-0 in conference play, beating Bowling Green with every Redhawks singles player defeating their respective opponents. Continuing their homestand, they dominated the Buffalo Bulls 6-1 before traveling to Bowling Green for a second matchup with the Falcons, beating them 7-0, winning every match. The Redhawks have stayed on top of the MAC with close 4-3 wins against Eastern Michigan, Buffalo, and Ball State. To wrap up sports for today, it would be wrong if we didn't celebrate our national champion in Miami Club Dodgeball. The dodgeball team defeated the Cincinnati Bearcats in a dodgeball battle for the bell in dramatic fashion. Miami was down 2-0, but came back to win in overtime.
Miami University recently announced that its current provost, Elizabeth Mulinix, will be stepping down from her role. Mulinix served as Miami's provost for the past 3 years. The 2025 spring semester has proved to be a tumultuous one, with recent legislation passes that will alter many academic programs. An interim provost will soon be announced, but Miami plans to start its national search for a new provost this summer. Mulinix will return to teaching in the College of Creative Arts this fall. She is excited to be back in a teaching position and working on book projects about theater and performance.
President Greg Crawford made the Spring University update in Hall Auditorium to hundreds of spectators on April 2nd. The update was a broad overview of the 2024-25 school year thus far, as well as an update on Miami Thrive, Miami University's strategic long-term plan. Crawford discussed the new plans for Millett Hall, LLCs, and artificial intelligence education programs. Among the attendees were the current and new student body president and vice president, as well as Soul to Soul, the all-men's a cappella group. The Miami Thrive plan is underway, and students can expect to see changes within the next few years.
Last Saturday, April 5th, Miami Steel Band students were joined by alumni surrounding high school steel bands and several special guests to perform for Pan Rocks 2025, a tribute to Rush. This event followed the 2022 Pan Rocks and included special guest Aaron Almasty on the guitar, Matt Wiles on the bass, and Tracy Thornton, the creator of Pan Rocks. Thank you for tuning in to Miami Television News. I'm Cordelia.
And I'm Abby. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at MiamiMTN.